Welcome to the True North Racing Podcast, your go-to show for all things racing from coast to coast. We're here to chat with your favorite racers and bring you the latest from the world of short track racing. Hosted by John Morrison and Brandon Feeney. Get ready for fast cars, big personalities, and all the racing action you can handle. Ready? Green, green, green.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the True North Racing Podcast, presented by Driving with Hailey. I'm your host, John Morrison. Joining me, as always, Brandon Feeney. Man, we are in episode 171 of the podcast, and we're in our Peps Pro Painting opening segment. Brandon, how was your weekend, man?
Man, it was good. Got to watch Friday night, freaking watching the Rogers stream for Delaware, the Ohsweken stream, and watching the high limit sprint cars all in the same room. So that was a good multitasking event.
Of Friday night.
Right? There's no complaints here other than there was a couple streaming difficulties on opening nights, which I get it. We all struggle sometimes.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, to follow up yesterday with Peterborough Speedway Open Practice Day. I'm just uploading photos now as we speak. So yeah, by the time this goes out, they should all be up if I didn't screw up. But
if you didn't,
a lot of rookies out there,
including Feeney himself.
A lot of rookies out there. Yeah. No, my car wasn't out there, and technically,
I'm talking about. But
I
you
got told I'm not a rookie.
I'm told of you being on the camera, buddy.
No, I got a full season under my belt, bud.
You're still a rookie right now, to me, in my opinion. You're getting better, but I'm
still like, learning. But like,
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You're still learning, so I still consider you a little bit of a rookie.
Oh yeah, yeah, but
not a big deal.
As a racer, you never stop learning.
You're correct. So I guess everyone should be running rookie stripes then.
So I keep moving classes just to keep it spicy.
Just to keep it spicy, I love it. How was the practice over at Peterborough though? Like, was there a lot of cars? Was there?
I want to say, if I had to guess, there was probably about 40 to 50 cars on property.
Wow, that's pretty good for practice.
Trying to shake down new cars. Oh, and like I said, there were some brand new drivers. Like, I mean, brand spanking new. My favorite of the day, as you know, is that 1980s Toyota Celica coming out.
Yeah,
it's the kid's never raced anything. I don't know if he's ever driven anything on the road. Him and his family built that car together by themselves. He was running there, just getting him to speed. But the best thing he did, which I'm going to offer every single rookie out there as advice, he didn't over push the car and he maintained his lane right off the bat. If he was slow, he held her to the bottom and stayed there. He didn't drift up. And so yeah, if you're a rookie and you want to know what to do, just hold your line. People go around you no matter what speed you're at.
Yeah. That's good advice that everyone should be following though, right? Because sometimes some drivers get out here, they get a little overzealous and something happens and it doesn't go over well. What is another good piece of advice for rookie drivers who are getting behind the wheel for the first time?
Another piece I give, and I was talking to this driver of the 44 car there, is talk to your competitors. Most of them are willing to help you out. It could be as simple as, if you're a new driver, you may not know your belts have to go, say, over your Hans device, which I had to help a couple people, I won't mention names, that were rookies. I had to teach them how to put their belts on and stuff like that, just so they didn't get hurt. But it's stuff like that. Like, if you have any questions, just ask. Somebody will tell you. And like, especially if it's safety gear, nobody's going to give you bad advice on safety gear. And almost everyone's willing to help you get faster. If not, there's always that local track guy that's willing to help almost everybody out. So
yeah, and that's the thing, is we need these guys, the veterans, I guess, to really help step in and mentor some of these guys, because that's all they need. I think, I can't remember who it was, but I remember saying someone was maybe looking at doing like a mentorship program where they matched a brand new rookie up with a veteran driver in that class. Was it you and I that talked about it?
That was one of the programs I wanted to start, hence the mini stock and all that stuff that I got with the neon.
Yeah.
I'm just not at the point I'm 100% comfortable with the car I have yet to be able to mentor somebody up to speed.
Yeah.
I do mentor a couple drivers here and there. I don't make it public. I just kind of offer advice when I can.
Yeah. And that's
Um,
understandable.
it was even to the point where I was talking with other local Peterborough drivers about possibly pairing them up with said rookies and working like a package deal, almost doing like a practice day, but you get to practice with, say, a John Baker Jr. help in your ear or talking to you,
Yeah.
helping you out for the day. You know what I mean? And it was just some of the the guys that race almost everything in the sport, and yeah, it's something as simple as my first 3 years I ran my bone stock from 2014 to 2017. I ran it at every track I thought existed in Ontario, which was Flamborough, Sunset, and Peterborough.
Yeah.
I went through tech at all three tracks. It wasn't until Dan Price borrowed the car to go to Frostfest when I qualified as a mini stock that he goes, "Your seat's not bolted in and your weights aren't secure." Like it's something as simple like as proper safeties that should be in tech, which I get it. Some big shows and stuff like that, tech's getting kind of busy because they have a lineup. Especially back in those days, there was 52 bone stocks everywhere,
Yep.
and so it's like I get it. Things get missed, but at the same time, like this is where the experienced veterans kind of come in and be like, "Hey, listen, we want you to race a long time. We want the sport to grow." And I'm excited to hear from the legend cars that they are looking at possibly B mains all year.
That's great news.
So, especially with the Bandolero class, so you have even more coming. So, that was just
And
what I
that's
heard from
awesome.
Ontario Legend Series at the track that they're looking at something like 45 to 50 pre-registered cars.
Now
So if
that's not
they
just the Ontario Legends. That's
no,
the
that's
Ontario
just the Ontario
Legends.
Legends.
Really?
So that's just people that have pre-registered with Ontario Legends to run hopefully most of the season. So
Yeah.
say they get 30 of those cars, they're still running B mains.
Yeah.
So realistically, like it's a good thing to have again. Legend seems to be always one of those big classes. And I find if you watch if the legend cars dip down in numbers, everything dips down in numbers.
Yeah. Which I'm excited for because we'll get to see the Legends in person next Saturday at Peterborough Speedway for the Peterborough Speedway's opening night. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there with Cory Horne Racing, and being able to figure out take a look at how bone stock is around Peterborough Speedway. And of course, I got 4 cameras, so who knows what the heck we're even going to capture all night long. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to move on here a little bit. What big event do we have this week besides Peterborough Speedway's opening night?
My mini stock driving?
You wish, buddy. The World of Outlaws are back for the first time in 8 years in Canada. Buddy, I missed it when they were here the first time. I've always wanted to go, never was able to make it happen. As soon as I saw the tickets get on sale, man, I was like, I looked at Jacqueline. I was like, I don't care what day it is. I don't care what we got going on. We're canceling everything that day, and we're goddamn going. So this Thursday, I'll be at Ohsweken Speedway for my first time of 2025, checking out the World of Outlaws. Man, I'm so excited, man. I've already got chills waiting to hear it's the greatest show on
You wanted
dirt.
the best, you got the best.
Oh,
They're
I'm
the
gonna get.
best.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, man. I'm so excited. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, we got the World of Outlaws. Friday, Delaware Speedway. Our guest tonight, Nathaniel Greenaway, his season kicks off with the Ontario Sportsman Series. Peterborough Speedway opens up. Full Throttle opens up.
NASCAR Canada Series season opener.
NASCAR Canada Series kicks off this weekend coming up. Sauble Speedway kicks off in one of the earliest times I personally know of it kicking off their season. I don't even know where to start, man. Freaking May 2-4 weekend is going to be a blast no matter where you are this weekend of racing.
And who is going to try to get to the most like if anybody goes to both World of Outlaw dates, a Friday show, which would probably be Delaware, because I don't think they're going to run a third day at Ohsweken.
No, they don't have
Then
a
a
third day.
Saturday show and a Sunday show. let us know. We want to see all the wristbands.
Yeah, I'm going Thursday to World of Outlaw, Friday to or Saturday to Peterborough. Sunday, I was flirting with the idea of going to Sunset.
You know where I am
I
all 3 days.
Yeah,
I
you'll be over at
might
CTMP
I might pop into Peterborough just to check to see if I still have a car.
just to see if you still have a car.
Mind you, I do have somebody there that I know might update me, so we'd be all right.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know who that would be though, but who could
And,
that be?
and if depending on how he's feeling, our great buddy Cam K, I believe, was talking about being at Peterborough with you that night.
Yep. Yep. Cam is looking at going. I hopefully we're able to get him up there. It'd be
Maybe
great
get
to
him in
see
the
him.
booth again,
That'd be pretty cool, eh?
right?
Uh, we'll break down a little bit more later on, but we got this week's guest, Nathaniel Greenaway, waiting for us in the waiting room. So what do you say we bring him on in?
Do we have to do a driving with Hailey vehicle
We
spotlight first?
do have a driving with Hailey vehicle spotlight and we'll be back with Nathaniel Greenaway right after this break. This isn't your average pickup. This is a 2021 Ram 1500 Classic Express Crew Cab, and it's built like a muscle car in a truck's body. Under the hood is a 5.7-liter Hemi, delivering the kind of power you feel in your chest, paired with an 8-speed torque flight automatic transmission and a 3.92 rear axle gear ratio. This Ram launches hard and pulls steady, whether you're hauling down the highway or pushing off the line. It's got a 4x4 drivetrain for grip, anti-lock disc brakes for control, and electronic stability that keeps it planted in the corners. This truck handles more like a track-tuned machine than a workhorse. Inside, it's race-ready comfort. From heated seats, a heated leather wrapped steering wheel, and a 10-way power driver seat with lumbar adjust to keep you locked in. The flat load floor and premium interior mean you're set for the long hauls or quick sprints. You've also got a Uconnect with an 8.4-inch touchscreen, Bluetooth streaming, and a rear view backup camera. All the tools, none of the distractions. This Ram's not just about muscle, it's about momentum, control, and confidence. And if you're ready to run in the fast lane, this is how you do it. This vehicle is available by contacting Hailey Hill at Driving with Hailey. You guys can find her on Facebook and Instagram. Give her a shout at 289-808-2828 or email her at hhill@bayking.ca. We'll catch you guys here next time on the Driving with Hailey Vehicle Spotlight. Now let's get back to the True North Racing Podcast presented by Driving with Hailey. All right, and we're back being joined by Nathaniel Greenaway for our DJD Gear presented by DJD Graphics guest segment. I screwed that up. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But Nathaniel Greenaway joins us today. Nathaniel, how's it going, buddy? I see you over there eating your jerky already. Don't worry, I got my ice cream. We're good to go.
Oh man, it's good to be on with you boys. We're gonna be snacking along the way by the looks of it.
Yes, we are.
Man, I can't even go a day without eating a bag of rogue meat, man.
I don't blame you. That stuff helped us over at Motorama.
Wait till you try the new flavor. If you like
All
the
right.
pepper, you'll be.
So
you'll be
when the
loving
hell
this
are we
one.
meeting up then? Because I need to get this stuff.
It sounds like World of Outlaws on Thursday night. Nathaniel there needs to pop by with a couple cases.
Yeah, come on down, buddy.
Still got like a half a case of the new flavor left.
Save it
That-
for
that-
me. I'll buy it all off of you.
All right, let's go.
You going
I would-
Thursday to the World of Outlaws though?
No, not this Thursday. We'll be
Come
prepping for
on.
Delaware. We'll be prepping for Delaware. I'm already taking a day off work for Delaware.
Come on. Man, I thought we were friends.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I can take disappointment. That's okay.
I'm mad because I want more jerky. And that's the
I'll-
only stuff
don't-
I'll eat.
Don't worry. What I will make sure I have jerky at every race that I'm at, so that way when you boys come by,
Yep, that's the way it should be. But anyways, buddy, how have you been?
really good actually. It's been trying to dial in the car more than anything, right? So sorry, still eating jerky.
I know it's all good. You went out a couple weeks ago. You made what? I think you told me 3 laps or so.
If that, like we pulled out on the track, the car felt way better than it did last year already. Just pacing around. And the moment we started to come under power, we got a brand new carburetor thanks to Looser Glove and Safety and Dover Duds, and we're just trying to get it dialed in. And we just had a hard time last week. We had some awesome help from the Nagy boys. They came over and helped us out a little bit. The boys over at Two Speed really helped us out in getting it closer, but it's the small tinkering now, and then all of a sudden went out to go under power, and then go figure I had a brake issue and something I couldn't fix at the track. So we're gonna go out tomorrow and hopefully get her dialed in. I think we fixed the brake issue, so now it's just the carburetor, and if not, we're gonna put our old one back on and just run a little bit, shake down the car, and let's get ready to go for Friday for the season opener in Delaware.
How excited
So-
are you for Friday? Sorry, if you didn't go ahead.
I was going to ask, which track is he looking forward to the most this year in the OSS season?
To be completely honest, Flamborough, I didn't get the chance to turn any laps at because we did get rained out
Yeah.
as we were getting ready to take the feature. So I'm really looking forward to coming back to Flamborough because it's a track that I don't have the full experience at yet. So it's another new one to learn. But season wise, like we ended last year very, very strong at Sunset. And I still have some of those notes. So I'm hoping that we can get the car back to where it was. And going back to Sunset, I'm hoping that's where we can pull off we can steal a win away from Connor or Kevin, one of those guys always running up front. So I'm just looking forward to starting off season, finish on the lead lap with all those guys, and then we're gonna build off that. I want that gorgeous Rogue Meat car and to be running up front with those boys. So it gives them. I'm excited for the whole season, to be completely honest.
Now let's talk about that a little bit. Earlier this year, you guys had been talking about getting which by the way, you're right, it looks absolutely beautiful, the number 93 this year. But you guys were talking about having St. Clair College actually design the graphic design class come out and actually design the car. What was the reasoning behind that, and why did you guys choose St. Clair College to partner with you guys on this?
So honestly, it was nothing to do with my idea. I'm being stared at right now because I know I'm going to get smacked if I don't say anything. But no, it was my girlfriend's idea, Jolene Dreger, with her company, Rustic Graphic Designs, and she turned around, she goes, "Hey, like," and we talked, and she never got the chance to, "Hey, no, that's not for you." Um, Side note, these guys ate 6 bags on me. Yeah, between my 3 dogs. But anyway, we were just talking back and forth, and we just got talking how she never really got to do any vehicles wrap stuff at St. Clair during the 3 years in the program. And so she reached out to her instructors and the coordinators of the program and everything, and they absolutely loved the idea. So we went in mid-October and pitched it to the class, and they had one day, 9 to 5 or 9 to 4, to create it. That was it. That's all they got. So it put time restraints on it. It put everything, and we received 26 different wrap ideas.
Wow.
And every single one to what the student was trying to achieve was there. But for what we were looking for, we narrowed it down to like our top 5, and we had a little bit of a tough choice. There was a lot of heavy debates between my crew and I. But at the end of the day, we came down to a wrap that was designed by Jacob Wright, and it was amazing. It tied in my team colors, my military background, and with that Rogue Beat logo on the hood, it just stands out and looks beautiful.
It really does.
It was the right choice.
Yeah, I think so. I think we made a great choice, and we're actually going to have hopefully a lot of the St. Clair College third-year graphic design students out to Delaware for opening night. But we are actually hosting in the pit the winner, Jacob Wright, to be in the pit with us all night long, so he can actually see his wrap ripping around Delaware.
That's awesome. I really do like it when drivers reach out, and it obviously we have some really, really great designers who can come up with something exactly what you want. But I love the fact that you guys went back to Joe's school and got the third year students to design this. And you're right, putting a time restraint on it, making it like an actual deadline instead of something that they can sit on for a month to do, when we all know they're going to do it within 2 days anyways.
Exactly.
I think it's great that you guys gave them a little bit of real life experience, and they're gonna be able to have a chance to see it in real life coming this Friday, which is what you want to see, though.
Exactly. And the biggest thing that I do love is I've always been a big person with my race team and community involvement, right? I love to be involved in my local community, whether it be Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent. Just being out there and being in the public eye and getting the chance to do stuff like this with St. Clair College and get students involved, because a lot of people don't get to see that side of motorsports. You know what I mean? They
Yep.
just, a lot of guys, Feeney, you've probably got this a lot too. Oh, it's guys making left turns. Like, right? It's not just that. There's so much more behind motorsports that a lot of people don't see, and that's where we had CTV News involved. And a big shout out to Stephanie Mazzotti for making that happen. Is we were able to showcase that, and the feedback that we got from it was just like, hey, like, wow, there is a lot more to it, right? And that's something I've always been really big in.
So you say with the community involvement, does that mean we get to stuff you in the charity car at some point this year?
I mean, hey, I'd jump in a cherry car.
I mean, it's a little bit slower, and it has a slight tendency to lose right rear wheels.
Hey, oh, is that the one you like to go loop-de-loop in?
I didn't hit a wall. That's if it keeps doing that after a couple test runs, we have a driver in it for the next 2 weeks. But if it keeps doing that, I'm switching it to Flow Rider instead of Charity
Nice.
because it spins me right round.
Oh boy.
Oh man, the dad jokes have started.
It's Mother's Day, but we're getting dad jokes out. Wait, you just think that's the start? I just said you had the right choice of rap picks when the guy's name was right, and
I know.
nobody got it.
I was hoping that was a fluke, but now the dad jokes are going to be stepping up here.
Yeah, the shenanigans have started.
Honestly, we couldn't even get started for like almost 10 minutes because of the way we were all joking around off on recording. I almost wanted just to hit record just to to have us start just to see what we could do. But honestly, like first of all, it'd be pretty cool to see you behind the wheel of Charity. I think that'd be pretty funny as well. But going back to it though, like you're right, being involved in the community, I think that's the best way for drivers to really, because it's one of those things I feel like a lot of them have become so close-minded or old school of how it was done. And I'm not saying they haven't, we know Gary Elliott does like, feels like 50 plus shows a year for Quaker State, even in Nova Scotia, to the point where the guy has, there's a reason why he's had sponsorship for 50 plus years. And I say like one of the best ways to help return on investment for your marketing partners is to get out in the community. Go do if your community does a Canada Day parade, go get into that. If they host a Father's Day car show, get out and support it. There, to me, yes, is there time constraints because of the world we live in now? Absolutely. But if you're able to make it happen, please do. Our racing community is getting smaller and smaller. We're losing lots of tracks, not even just Ontario, but I'm talking about in general. Get out and support these, go out and support your community, because if your community comes out and supports you, then we get new generations of race fans. We get new, possibly race sponsors, because there's going to be business guys walking around these shows. And you're like, oh, how can I get my name on this?
Exactly.
I'm not sure. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But you may knock a head. It's like going door to door.
Yeah,
someone's gonna answer
selling
you at
cookies
some point.
back in grade school and selling chocolate bars. And
Right?
the one thing what's really cool, like I said, it is huge for racers to have community involvement. I know last year, I ran at Delaware in my opening week, and I had to fix the car and everything the weekend before, like leading up to it, because I had Retrofest in Chatham, and I was up for like 36 hours straight to get the car done, car ready, on the trailer, parked on King Street, just so it can be there for Retrofest car show. And then they also did like Ribfest at the same time. And one thing we're actually going to get to do this year, which I just confirmed like on Friday, is the city of Windsor at the WFCU Center is going to be doing Meet a Machine for autistic kids and kids. So what they're going to do is I believe from 9 to 10, they're going to do like a silent hour. So like um, kids with autistic traits for like sights, sounds, all that stuff, and it reacts to them. They can still come out, come see everything, come eat everything, and then they're like, come 10 o'clock, like doors are off. You want to light up the sirens, fire up the cars, like do whatever. Like kids are going to come out, and for me, as much as I love the community involvement, I love working with kids
Yeah,
because it's working with kids that's going to develop those future racers potentially, and future race fans. Like it's not even just having the racers. You need the fans in the stand. We're as racers, we're there to put on a show, right? Like
exactly.
as much as it's our hobby, we love to do it. But at the end of the day, we're in reality paid athletes. We're
Yep.
being paid by the series, paid by the track. At the end of the year, we get a payout to put on a show. And if we can't put on a good show for kids to come out and a good night out for families, then in reality, we're racing for nobody. So the community is huge. You need that backing.
And that's the one thing I've really enjoyed watching you guys. And your online reach is phenomenal. Your videos you've been posting lately on social media, on TikTok. I know I've been seeing some behind the scenes. Like I know you sent me some of them before you've posted them. And I'm over here like, buddy, this is what we need. We need guys like you to really step up to support their sponsors. And I feel like you've helped out so much with Rogue Meat to give them a return on investment for their product before you even hit the track.
Yeah.
The
And
Between the
and
videos and being at the car shows.
and honestly, like it hasn't even started yet, to be completely
Yeah.
honest. So like the Road Meat boys, they were going to come to the practice tomorrow. Unfortunately, they're unable to. But they were going to come out and film some content for themselves. And
Oh man, that would have been
like we
cool.
have so many ideas for these guys, right? So I'm looking forward to what we can do for these guys like during the season, because they already said like they're bringing some champagne bottles to Delaware, and they said we don't care if you finish last, win, lose, whatever, we're popping these suckers off. So like the support that I have from the Rogue Meat Boys is unbelievable, is second to none. Um, because I'm trying to immerse them in the team as well. I
Yeah.
want them to be as much as involved as I am, right? So, and that's what I always try to get with my partners. I try to get as many people out as possible. I called Delaware to try and get um a promo code for for some discounted tickets for general admission, for more partners to come out to bring their families, bring everybody, right? So and then it saves them the cost. So
Yeah.
it's you got to really, really go the extra mile for partners nowadays if you want to keep those marketing partners to continue coming back. So it's a second full-time job, right?
Yep.
And if you love it, then I mean I love it. So I don't take it as work. I just love doing it.
Yeah, John was lucky enough that we got you this year because, like, before all his stupid content was usually me inside a car.
We're talking about, you just see that beard flapping in the wind a little bit outside of the helmet.
Oh no, this stays in the helmet. We're pretty good.
All
It's not
right.
like Dad's beard, but it's like hanging outside the truck of the Renegade truck. Or was it the number one Volkswagen Ensemble? I actually have a picture from last year. His beard is out past the window net.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
it's
actually pretty sweet.
it's cool. He needs a beard sponsor if I've ever seen one.
Oh, what like educate, like beard educated or something like that, or like that'd be sweet.
Like a beard oil sponsor or something like that.
So it's what okay, I wanted you're right. It's nice that we have you a little bit this year to see some more content because between feet, and I'm glad I've upgraded some of my stuff because now we're getting some great content from last week alone from Wyatt Sutcliffe. Um, but I know something that you guys are doing tomorrow, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So, um, but moving forward here, man, I want to jump back here to little Nathaniel. Back when you were, a wee little baby, just rocking like this. your mom, your dad were able to hold you. When was the first memory you had of going to a racetrack? And I'm really hoping I'm not going too far back with a little baby in a little rocking baby scenario here, because that's gonna feel
It
stupid.
was 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was totally 6 weeks ago. Um, no, it was. I mean, I've grown up always in sports, right? So, and thanks to my mom and my dad, and shout out to my mom, happy Mother's Day as well. So, and to all our moms out there. But but no, it really came back to when I was a kid. Like we were a big demolition derby family from when I was 5, 6 years old growing up. We were going to demolition derbies every weekend. We were wrecking them and wrecking them. And then when I finally got the opportunity, was my mom was a paralegal, and during the summers I traveled with her. She just took me with her, and we everywhere we went had a go-kart track. So what she would do is she would just drop me off, say, "Here's $20, go have fun. I'll be right back. I gotta go run and work." That was my babysitter, was the go-kart. So and that's where for me I really fell in love with racecraft and the ability to keep the cars apart or together and finding the quickest line around the track, and then from there when my parents seen that, hey, like this is actually something he's good at and he enjoys. And so my dad went and found, actually, it was big help to my dad that he found the Junior Racing League in Delaware before that stopped with the junior late models, or the Crown Rust Control Junior Racing League. And that program was amazing. I wish it was still around. Unfortunately, it was Wednesday nights, but it was some of the best education I had towards racing, because it really helped me develop just knowledge about racing, right? So you went, you raced, you ran your heat, you ran your feature, and then it was the juniors went to the infield, the seniors went to the tower, and you had a class and you took a test, and they gave you every week, you get an extra bonus point for whoever had the best results in the test, and then at the end of the year they gave you a scholarship towards whoever had the best like academic portion of
Oh wow.
the series. So it was really really cool the way Delaware did that. And that to me is where things really started picking up. And I was about 8 years old, and I ran that till I was about 15, 16. And it was it was game over from there. That's when I knew I had to do the hat switch, eh? Had a boy.
Yeah, he threw a switch hats for the segment again.
Yeah. So then so yeah, it's I've always just I've always loved racing, and going to derbies growing up, and then getting the chance to always go into Michigan because it's being so close. It's an hour and a bit away, and just being immersed with, in a racing family.
Yeah. See, I didn't okay, so I knew about the junior late models at Delaware, and I knew there was a little bit of a portion, an instructional portion to it. I think we need to bring that back, though.
To be completely honest, I think we do, because now it's just kids getting in the car and driving, and then they go home.
They keep talking
They're
about
not
how
they're not learning everything.
and that's the one thing a lot of people are talking about, is these kids are moving up a little too quick, and they're getting into stuff that they're not realistically qualified to run. Because the program at Delaware was essentially from 8, 9 years old, if I remember correctly,
Yep.
maybe 10, up to 17.
Yeah. So you could run 8 to 13 was the junior division,
Yeah.
and then 13 to 17 was the senior division, and then and then you went up to classes, and they taught you one test was just name these tools, right? Name these tools, caster, camber, set, like all setup, toe, setting your tire pressures, checking your tire temp, like taking notes while you're racing. Get out of the car and take notes. And even back then, you still seen like a lot of the dads just did everything, right? For me, I've my entire racing career up till last year, I never had a pit crew. It was my dad and I.
Yeah.
So when I got out of the car, I had to give him feedback so we could learn it together. Because my dad was learning this just as I was going too. So, and everyone came up going, man, your kid's telling you like the car's tight in the center, and you can't get any drive off. Like your kid's telling you this? Yeah, like my kid don't tell me anything. He just guesses, right? So that's the stuff that really need, especially in those junior lates, like those kids, they need that, because it's that little extra knowledge that's going to carry them, and then they're really going to know if they want to stick with racing. because they realize, wow, there's so much more to this than I thought than just getting behind the wheel and going.
Yeah.
Like you see it everywhere, honestly. You see it in 16, 17-year-olds that race at Buxton and Ohsweken in mini stocks or anything like that. They just get out of a car, thunder stocks. They get out of a car, someone else sets it up, and then they go back on track and they drive it, and they got all their friends there because they think they look cool because they're driving. Which, don't get me wrong, half the battle. You gotta look good. LCF, look cool factor. Come on, right? So you still need that, but at the same time, the knowledge is everything, right? So, and I'm thankful to have a mentor like Kevin Trevelyan that I share a shop with, that I can just ask a question like that, and he's usually got an answer because he's been doing it for so long, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been as successful as I was in the first season of OSS without Kevin. Like, to be completely honest, without the Trevco shop and without Kevin, I wouldn't have finished as well as I did.
I think Kevin's been racing longer than almost any of us have been alive.
I think so. Because he was showing me pictures. He goes, "Oh, this one's from 90, like 91." And I'm like, "Man, I wasn't even a thought yet." He goes, "Shut your mouth."
You know what? It's good that you have a teammate in Kevin Trevelyan because we've heard so many good things about him. I didn't know. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know much about him until like couple seasons ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then this year he reached out. I did a marketing proposal for him, and that's actually shortly after that's how you and I got involved in doing this stuff as well. But Kevin just seems like such a down to earth guy. Um, really open to talk and really also helping. And that's the one thing I always say though is when you're a rookie coming in, I think we talked about that. We actually talked about this in the opening segment, Feeney and I, is if you're a rookie going into a series, you need to get with a veteran driver to help you with the process of getting fast. And it's
Yeah,
not just because you need to get behind the wheel and go. It's learning the lines, learning where the breaking points are, what you should do
Etiquette.
if
exactly. The
etiquette.
etiquette in the racecraft, right? It's huge, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was thankful to have Kevin going in. But there are a lot of rookies going in where they think that the veterans don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And like, some
Some
series and some
do, some
tracks,
do.
you see that, and they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to divulge their secrets.
Yeah.
That's fine, right? There's those old timers. Good for you. But at the same time, like having a veteran like Corey McAllister, right?
Yeah.
That he's willing to open up his two-speed motorsport shop on the weekend and also give us a hand, right? Like, there are so many guys out there that will just help you, and it's just a matter of they need to see that you're dedicated, right? They need to see that
Yeah.
dedication behind you. They're not just going to give you some knowledge and then you're going to take it and walk, and it's going to be out the window by the time you get down the highway,
Yeah.
right? I think I got into the OSS and the Sportsman Series at a great time because it is starting to build back up. We're starting to get a bigger car count. Some small things that the series itself still needs to work out, but it's a great affordable series. And most of the guys in there, Brad Robinson, his dad, Connor James, um, even McGlynn, right? There's so many guys in that series that are just open to, hey, like, how's it running? What do you think? Like, oh, is it doing this? Hey, maybe try, put a round wedge in, or hey, just try not to drive the corner in so deep next time. Just back your corner up. Like, simple stuff like that. That the guys in the series, it feels like a touring family, right? And with racing, you need that because it teaches guys like myself that's gets into a series that I haven't driven in before, and you don't want to mess somebody up. You don't want to wreck someone that's running for a championship. You just take what you need, you learn, and you keep building and building, and it's having all those guys in your corner. So, for rookies that are coming in, don't be afraid to go out and ask questions. I've had guys approach me at Motorama asking questions like, "Man, I've only been in the series 1 year, but I guess, like, yeah, I guess I'm a veteran in the series now because I've taken that theoretical rookie stripe off, and now we're gonna go run we're gonna run hard." So I'm always open to shop talk with guys, and my team, I try to be that open, that welcoming team that anybody can come in the trailer and have a good time and just enjoy themselves, right? Because that's what racing should be.
Trading some advice over some jerky. I love it.
Always got it.
I know. I missed my delivery for some reason on my door today.
Oh,
I was waiting at my door before the podcast started too. It's weird. Mine didn't show up either.
man, I guess it got returned to sender. I might have just put the wrong address.
He
I
fed
think
he fed our bags to the dogs. I know it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. But you know what though? This is the one thing I will say. I want to go back to the point about, the series that you guys running with the Ontario Sportsman Series. It's a lot like being with the Canadian Vintage Modifieds. You guys have cars in the Ontario Pro Challenge as well. You guys have cars you cannot take anywhere else to go compete.
exactly.
Now, you can go and run the V8 stock at Delaware or Sauble, same deal. You can go run those. But if you don't want to do the breakout stuff, you have nowhere to go compete. Now, you're going to spend a lot more money to try to go compete with the NASCAR Canada boys.
Exactly.
If you're even lucky enough to get that car, I don't know what it would take to get
certified.
It's certified.
It takes to get them certified, and my
Yeah.
car itself is a former Pinty's car. It is an old DJ Kennington car.
Yeah,
And
It's
when I
also
got
a-
it, it still had the NASCAR badge on it, and it was Herbie Dreschel. That's where I got the car from, and he was gonna convert it over to run the Ohsweken dirt race in the Pinty series with it, but then he sold it to me. And these cars, because NASCAR Canada, NASCAR in general, they change their rules so much that these cars become obsolete.
yeah,
And it pains me to see these cars go obsolete because they're such great cars. Like, we still put out fast times with them,
oh yeah,
and they can still compete. And that's what I do love about the Ontario Sportsman Series, is that we still can keep these cars going for years to come, and we can still have competitive races, right? And I do love it, and the fact that we can keep this stuff going, because again, yeah, if something happens with the Sportsman Series,
you're out of luck.
pretty much SOL,
Yeah,
right? And it's
and same thing with the
unfortunate.
vintage modifieds guys. If they're
Exactly.
SOL, they got to go to the States. They got to go to Michigan.
I wish I
you're
could go to States.
Now you're traveling 6, 7, 8 hours to go compete with the was it Vintage Racing VROAs, if I remember correctly.
So,
Yeah, Vintage Racers of America, I think is what the club is called down in Michigan. They've run in Michigan, Ohio, I think even Indiana, but that's about it.
yeah,
But still, like, now you're traveling, instead of 45 minutes to an hour away, now you got to go 5, 6, 7 hours to go
and
compete.
you got border
And you got a VIN
crossing,
number of
Border
car.
crossing,
you
like,
got everything.
there's so much more into it. And same thing with the Pro Challenge guys. If they want to pack up and load somewhere, you got to convert your car to a road course car. Or I think I've seen something down in Alabama.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you want to talk about a road trip to go compete.
no kidding.
If you're that pissed off, where are you going to run? But so you have to get along for the most part with your competitors. And when you get people who, and I find that it's the same with the vintage modifieds as what I'm hearing with the Sportsman Series, is that it's very much a family oriented, where you want to see the slower cars get better until you start competing, and then it becomes an actual game between you
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Is we want to help you get to here. I may be here. I'm going to help you get to here, but now you got to find that last 10%
Exactly. You
to
got to
come
be
beat
the one.
us.
You
Yeah.
got to develop that skill, or you got to, right? You got to be able to tweak that setup a little bit.
Yeah,
that's-
because the way I look at it is they could put you in their car and you can run slower than what you do in your car.
Mhm.
Or they could put the exact same setup they have in their car into your car and you run way worse than what you did. So
Exactly.
like that last 10%, that's your comfortability and that's your drive.
Exactly.
That's my 2 cents. That's how I've always watched you guys compete.
No, it's 100% facts. It's 100% true.
So I'm going to bring up a point that we hear Mr. Harris talk about a bunch of times, that he thinks that the Ontario Sportsman Series should be used as like a NASCAR Canada Series feeder series.
Yes.
Is there like talks about possibly like getting a date with the NASCAR Canada Series in the future? Like, say if they're at Sunset or something like that, to get an opening show, or possible guys that need oval experience, like hopping in some cars or something like that?
I haven't heard anything. I know like I've heard rumors in the past that like the NASCAR Canada Series doesn't like the DOSS is close to him or runs together with him because I know when the NASCAR Canada Series 2 years ago went to Delaware, our pole sitter, which was Corey McAllister, set out a time and he would have put him P5 on their grid in his car, right? So I really do. The way I explain to a lot of people is NASCAR Canada Series is like your Cup Series. Your APC late model series is like your Xfinity series. And then I would say we're like either like your truck or your ARCA. Like we're definitely a good stepping stone. I really do believe we're a great stepping stone for guys that do eventually want to make their way to higher classes and stuff like that to be more competitive. It's a great touring series. It's a cost-effective touring series, so guys can get the exposure with their marketing partners to where they can push a little bit more to potentially make it to there. Because I mean, at the end of the day, to be completely honest, seat time don't mean anything anymore. It's you got the money, you can go do it,
Yeah.
and it's so unfortunate. Like it used to be just, hey, this guy can drive, right? And now it just comes down to it's not about what you know, it's who you know
Yeah.
now, right? So.
Or how
And
much money you can talk for you?
literally, exactly. And honestly, you hear Kyle Busch talk about it all the time. He mentioned, I believe it was on Denny Hamlin's podcast, that they asked him, they're like, "Oh, how long before you see John Hunter Nemechek running in the Cup Series?" He goes, "He's got $6 million. He can go run a race tomorrow for JGR." Like it's, and that's to where I find that racing is becoming a dying art because it becomes down to money,
Yeah.
right? It's not talent anymore.
It's
And
business.
it's exactly, it's a business. And it's all about how much you can market yourself. And that's to where, you know, Jomo knows best. Like you need those marketing partners, right? You need them because without them, I mean, frankly, I wouldn't be able to race without them, without any of my partners. It's without all them, I ain't turning a lap this year.
Yeah.
So it's it's unfortunate that racing is becoming that way, but we do still have a lot of good talent out there that has that potential to go higher, right? Like
Absolutely.
you have Kyle Steckley that's made a lot of good jumps to the States and
Yep.
running down south, and he's been running competitive. He went to Rhett Jones Group and running Daytona this year.
Yep.
You have Ray Morneau, like, who just won at Delaware the opening night, who is a multi-time Delaware champion and now running, I think he finished sixth in the APC series last year. You have a lot of guys that come from racing families that have that talent and that really do have that talent that can go a lot further. I know Kyle, he ran a couple of seasons with the NASCAR Canada Series. Ray ran a race at Delaware. Like there is that potential, but at the end of the day, right, it's having those marketing partners that back you up to be
Yeah.
able to do it, right?
And that's always the thing, right? Is it's not the 90s anymore when like the NASCAR Cup Series, everyone was just throwing money around. Or the the NASCAR Canada or NASCAR Cup Series where the teams went out and marketed their car
Mhm.
around a specific driver and that's how they landed sponsors. Now it's you want to drive? How much money you bringing? How much what are you going to do for us? As much as what you're going to do for your marketing partners, what are you going to do for us as a team? And I
Exactly.
think and you're right. I think we've somehow lost the art of a driver because there's lots of people who just show up with a paycheck, and I'm gonna name a name, but like I'm not meaning it in a bad way at all. But Cletus McFarland, Garrett Mitchell,
Yeah.
dude has raced he's done a lot of things in cars, and I'm not doubting his driving skills, but for him to just show up and go, hey, I have a marketing partner, I want to go run our car. Meanwhile, he's never raced a stock car. He's run his
He's running a late model.
has he run a
Yeah,
late
he has
model?
run a late model. Yeah, I know he's run a
At the
late
Freedom
model.
Factory, he's running a
Yep.
late model.
Okay, at the Freedom Factory, he's run a late model, but like he hasn't been doing it for very long. Is what I'm saying here though.
And the one
And
thing too is like it is like that nowadays, right?
yeah,
Where you have that. And honestly, I give Cletus or Garrett Mitchell credit. for taking that jump. Like
Oh
he spent a
yeah.
lot of time with Dale Jr. and learning to where
Oh,
that's
for
where a lot
sure.
of guys aren't gonna do, right? They're not gonna take that time. They're just gonna see, hey, I got daddy's money, or I got this guy back,
And
or
but
I got this guy back, and
he's also what I'm not trying to pick on him in the sense, but like he hasn't really done a lot of racing overall to me in my opinion to go to ARCA. But the fact that he did it, I'm really proud of him for doing it and for wanting to go to ARCA because we know how ARCA is. A lot of us people know like ARCA isn't really a series you want to get to, but I do. I'm glad that he did make that jump to ARCA. I just wish he spent a little more time traveling around and getting his feet
yes,
wet, running a late model more before making that jump. That's what I'm trying to say here is that I want to see him run a little bit more short track stuff, not even just at his own facility, but other facilities around Florida or move up to Georgia, North
exactly.
Carolina, shit like that. I want to see him grow
But
as a driver.
and he is willing. The nice thing is like he's that kind of guy that is willing to do it. He's a great face for motorsports, to be honest,
He is. He's bringing so
because
much.
the and I think he hugely benefited NASCAR in general
Yeah,
with everything he did at Talladega and Daytona. I know actually the Rogue Meat Boys actually were there in his pit box in
yeah.
Talladega because they were with the Rhett Jones group. Um, so they were down there and they got to party with the Biff Meister and
Uh,
Cletus and Noah Gregson and they got to hang out with all those guys. And it was but like I said, he's bringing that to me, he's bringing that little bit of 90s back to NASCAR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
he's
Just
bringing the
that
Ricky
little
Bobby
bit.
back.
Exactly. And that's when NASCAR was at its peak is when that movie came out.
Yeah.
NASCAR was at its peak when that came out and we lost that because all the rule changes and all this different stuff, right?
Okay, I want to add one more thing. You know what we lost? You know what? And I'm not going to say Dale Earnhardt Sr. because that's not it. You know what we lost though as a sport in general? Personalities.
Yes.
Look at who has a personality in NASCAR now.
No one.
Kyle
I could
Busch.
I can think of three people at the top of my head that actually have a personality that I agree that not that I agree with, but that actually show it off. One, Kyle Busch. We who doesn't look forward to Radioactive each week?
Yeah.
The Bush Brothers have kept radio active alive for the last like
That
3 decades.
they did. Number
Yes.
two, I'll say this, and this may be controversial to some people. Bubba Wallace. He is an absolute a personality you would like to have around you. That's
Personality, yes. Racer, yeah, we'll see.
racer. It's up and down,
It's back and forth.
but the personality is there. Actually, make it four then. Carson Hocevar. If you go watch his Twitch stuff,
Yeah.
dude has such a personality. I freaking love it. And
Yeah.
then Cletus.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Chastain.
Chastain's
I
calmed
was
down
gonna
too
go
much.
back. Yeah, ever since the Hail Mary
The
and
Hell
all that
Melon, yeah.
NASCAR really tightened the grip on him.
Yeah.
Personally, I find honestly there's two drivers that I would say that have a personality ish. One behind the scenes, if you look at Noah Gregson,
Okay,
um,
yeah, sorry. He's another one I would like to add to my
he,
list.
Noah Gregson for sure. He just has that out like not that outgoing personality, but he goes the extra mile to have some fun, right?
Yeah.
And to make racing fun. And the other one that I would say, just because of he's really trying to get NASCAR back to where it was. And I'm not a big fan of the driver, but I do agree with about 95% of everything he says, and it's Denny Hamlin. Um, he doesn't have a personality at the track,
Yeah.
but he has a very, very good understanding and connection with the sport.
Yeah.
Um, that's the biggest thing that I find. And that's you need that good divide, right? You need that Noah Gregson or you need the Cletus McFarland, but you also need the Denny Hamlin. You need that right in the middle, and
Yeah.
you would have NASCAR back the way it was before. You'd have racing back the way it was before.
Yeah. And I think maybe we need to stop looking at trying to get racing back to where it was, but move
And
it
just
forward
continue to
as
build.
well. We need to build
Yeah.
it back up. Not let's fall back. Let's move. Let's work forward to a new year, new generation, and start promoting and actually working towards these drivers. You want them in your series? Promote the hell out of them.
Exactly.
Like this is my problem I have with a lot of series is that they do not promote their drivers. I don't want just a little blurb. Each week you should be like, okay, who's had a battle here in the last 5 years that's worth mentioning?
Yeah.
Give me a great battle. Oh, um, man, okay, I hate to say it, but like they would have been a good one if Ollie came back this year. But Ollie versus Cory or two speed in general.
Yeah.
I think would have been a great battle again this year.
Yeah. 100%.
Young, I'm not saying Cory's old or anything, but old school versus new school, like who can outdo who here?
Yeah.
Right? Like give me
And you kind of seen it yesterday, actually, a little bit at the race at Sunset, because Cory and Ollie were both in the same race,
yeah.
just driving
Like,
late model, right?
Just driving late models now, right?
It's and you need one that I've always watched and I've always enjoyed watching is especially in the Sportsman Series back when Mike Herniak Sr. and Kevin, those were two guys that they butted heads a lot, but on track, like they put on a show. Like if they
Yeah.
were around each other, they really put on a show.
But that's what you want.
And you wanna and I give Cam huge credit to what he tried to do and with the social media stuff in the Sportsman Series, and he went back and that guy can find stats
Oh yeah.
like that. I give kudos to Cam for finding those stats and doing everything he did, because he every week it was something different with the series and it was really starting to peak. And Cam did take a lot on it. He had a lot on his plate. And
Yeah.
and when he stepped away, I looked at him and said, "Hey man, like I appreciate everything you've done. And if they try to say anything different, like man, what Cam's done,
Screw 'em.
Braden's done, you've done, Brandon's done, all you guys with the podcast stuff, it's helped, us small guys build. And that to me is even bigger, because we're not getting the series to promote us much anymore. We're getting you guys to promote us much more.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's well, as drivers, I know so many drivers can testify from it, is that we thank you guys huge for that.
And like I'm not gonna take anything because like Cam, I don't know where the hell he finds half the stuff he does for for the OSS.
Right?
But like
I'm pretty sure he knows everyone's birth weight.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna ask him later on and just be like, hey, do you know my birth weight by chance? Because like the way you find out information is just unreal.
Like,
Born on May 5th at 7 pounds, 8 ounces, driving the number.
I love Cam to death. I don't know,
Yeah.
like I don't know where the hell he finds half his stuff, but he does a phenomenal job at it. Dude, I can't believe, like I knew exactly we were just gonna go off the rails and talk about some random stuff, and I'm so glad we did, because we're almost up to our hour. But it was one of the best times we've ever had on the show, because
Yeah.
we didn't have to talk about racing. It just felt like we were just sitting in a shop talking shop.
exactly.
Speaking of which, how's your ice cream?
Melted.
Drinkable.
A fat guy forgot about ice cream. That's how good the conversation was.
I didn't forget ice cream.
You didn't even whip out the double stuffed at all. I don't think in this entire
Yeah.
show.
Go back and watch the interview. I stuffed like 3 cookies in.
Did you really?
One was during his hat thing, and that's when you're like, "Oh, look, hat switch." And I'm like,
Oh,
You're like, oh, you didn't catch my Oreo. Mute the mic while you hear the crunching and
"No. You
no, I was gonna
gotta
say
leave
he
that in
didn't
there,
mute
'cause,
his mic at all,
huh?
because I could
No,
see
I
the
never mute my
notifications
mic.
over here.
But at the same time, if Oreo wants to sponsor one of my race cars, I like cookies.
Who doesn't love cookies? Dude, before we let you go though, I know you have a nice. We're gonna have to try to get you back on later on this year, and actually be able to hopefully finish off the conversation I was trying to have with you to start off with. But I'm so glad it went down the way it did. Before we let you go though, you have a laundry list of supporters that you need to thank. You have a laundry list of family and friends you need to thank, and teammates. So, for the next few minutes, you have this opportunity to say thank you to anyone and everyone. Could be a dog you had when you're 5 years old that got hit by your first race car. Could be so much as so much as a dog you don't want to hit in the future. Uh, the the floor is yours. I'm getting more ridiculous with these
Oh.
each and every week, but the floor is yours, man.
So no, without the support of all my partners, this year, I wouldn't be racing, like I said, and that goes for a lot of us. But the biggest thing I'm gonna start off is family support. Like I've had so much support from my dad and my mom, and also beyond that from my grandparents and also my girlfriend who literally sits by my side, who's actually been laughing the entire time during this interview, sitting here next to me. So she's been a huge support for me, and I can't honestly thank my family enough for everything they've done. And having the Rogue Meat boys, having Epic Racewear, uh, Jason with JP Spinny Sauces. I actually have to pull up a photo because if I don't, I will forget somebody, and I want to make sure I get everybody. So again, Looser Glove and Safety and Dover Duds for picking up my carburetor and getting that for me this year. Um, uh, Bono's Farm Supply is a local farm equipment store in Chatham, Kent. Exquisite detailing, Silas, amazing work. Um, Select Finishing in Wallaceburg for the amazing powder coat job that they did on my chassis this year. And it really made it pop and look like a brand new car. Steven with Serious Supplements, a good friend of mine. We now go out and, we've built up a huge bond in the last little while. So, having also yourself, Jomo with Jomo Media and Cam and Graydon with stickers and scuffs, like those you guys promote is huge, right? And I can't thank everybody enough, along with, my mom, my dad with Affordable Framing and Son and Country Road Towing, also with her husband Kevin. They've been great support even from another province away. But along with as well a partnership that I created at Motorama, WD-40, they have surrounded me with an abundance of product to become the Greenaway Motorsports slash Trevco shop, official product, and also Lamb Accounting, um, Electric Circuit DJ, Deerbrook Realty, Tilbury Steel, EM Plastics, On the Green, and St. Clair College, but hugely Impact Graphics Signs for giving me that opportunity to bring that wrap alive for the St. Clair College students. The entire crew there did an amazing job at wrapping. So, and then also, last but not least, the boys, the Rogue Meat boys. I can't stop eating stuff, and again, it's guys like you guys and Cam and all the series is as us racers, we can't thank you guys enough for having us on podcasts and giving us the opportunity to shout out all our partners and everybody, right? So um it's gonna be a great year, and I already know it. Rather we get this carburetor dialed in or not. My team and I, my spotter Robbie, who's literally stood by my side and been the voice in my ear and my setup wizard when I need it. Kevin Kevin being a teammate and also Laura, being in the shop and us bouncing ideas off back and forth off each other. It's like I said, racing's a family, and I think I've really had a great opportunity with this year and getting new guys in that'll potentially come into racing, like my mechanic Matt Alch. Um, great mechanic, knows so much about cars, but he's slowly learning and learning about the racing side of things, and he's getting that chance to. I'm going to put him in my car later this year to give him that chance to get in a seat and have some fun with it. And I've developed so many bonds over the last little while, so I can't thank everybody enough. Like I said, it's having people that stand by your side, like my girlfriend Joe. Like I think sometimes she's more of a race fan than I am, to be honest. Um, and I know we'll talk more, but I do gotta give a shout out to to Norm Benning for giving me that chance, and Tim Tolton, for taking me on and giving me that chance to crew and to build resume as well. So, like I said, so many people have helped my racing career, and I know I'm probably forgetting someone, and I can't thank everyone enough. I can't get that out enough.
All right, man. Well, it's always fun catching up with you. We're gonna I'm going to see if I can somehow make it out to a race this year because I think I'm due to go check out an Ontario Sportsman Series race once again this year. Where are you guys
Delaware
racing
on
in
Friday,
July?
right?
Nah, I can't make it Friday to Delaware.
Racing in July. July 11th is Delaware. I
Okay.
know that for a fact. Give me a second. I will pull up me schedule. Is somewhere. Okay, here we go. I got so July 11th is Delaware. July 26th is Peterborough.
Oh
And those are only
no.
two in July.
I'll be there July 26th.
That's not
Golden.
that's not the same day.
What?
That's not the same day.
What do you mean that's not the same day?
That's the same day as mine.
That's what I'm meaning. That means I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
that's not
out
the
at
same day.
Peterborough.
Wait, is it actually the same day?
Yes.
July 26th. I got Peterborough, yeah.
Is that even with after they switched the schedules with Full Throttle?
Yeah, I have the three full throttle dates on my phone here. I got May 31st. Oh no, that's after they switched. Hang on. I got y'all excited here. Oh, I think I still got the old schedule saved.
Oh, dude, you had to
Oh no,
ruin
July
me like this.
26th is Peterborough. It is Peterborough. It still is Peterborough.
That is going to be one hell of a weekend. If you want to spend money at Peterborough, that will be the night.
Yeah,
I
so
have
full so no
July
Peter
26th at Full Throttle here.
no, actually. Yeah, I just got no August. So July 26th is full throttle. August 9th is Peterborough.
Ah,
We're
you
2
got
weeks
my
after.
hopes up.
July 11th still Delaware. Yeah, because they switched the Peterborough in the full throttle date, from their mix up before.
Ah,
Yeah,
man.
because Oscar's there that night, so
Yeah.
that would have been a lot of touring series all at once.
But we're in Flammy on the 23rd of August.
Where are you?
I
August
think
10th?
Sean's busy that day.
August 23rd, we're at Flammy.
23rd.
I don't know. I don't have the kids that
That day
weekend.
sound familiar.
I don't have anything scheduled that day.
So then pencil me in because I got to see that. I can't give you jerky through the. I mean, I can try, like trying, but it's not working. And
Oh.
yeah, we also need some cookies. So I will trade you jerky for cookies.
Bet. Yeah, because the only
Done.
race I have in August so
I
far
have
is the
cookies.
16th. Okay, so August 23rd, you're at Flamborough.
Yep.
So I will do my best to make some cookies, and I'll see what I could do, but I'll see if I can bring also half-hour pudding for you to try as well.
Ooh.
It takes about a half hour to make, but I can make it at home. But it's really delicious. It's like brown sugar, flour, water, and then like some vanilla, and like that's it.
I
The
can dip my
top creates a
cookies in some
crust,
pudding.
and then yeah, it's really good. I know my in-laws have been asking for it lately too, so I need to make a special dinner so I can make that one night.
Sounds good to me.
On the next episode of Cooking with Jomo.
I really need to get on this series now that I have like a good headphone, or not good headphones, good microphone. I got the media mod for the GoPro. I can set this up and have the different angles in the kitchen.
See,
So I'm on a better track now to
This-
actually get this started.
and then when you come to Flammy, like bring all that. We'll get out in the car with every camera angle possible.
Oh, do not tease me with a good time. I'll put my camera underneath the car.
Done.
We
For
need
the
the
100
jerky
laps.
cam. It's on the bag of jerky in 100 lap. Like,
Yeah.
bag of jerky in the car.
Let's
hold
talk
me
to
GoPro.
Rogue Me, call it the jerky cam for the night. Like
Oh, dude, they'd be all over that. I'd be all over that.
oh man. Well, buddy, it's
Nathaniel's
been-
just like, this camera's brought to you by Rogue Meats.
I actually had an idea about as like, if I was the only car on track pacing around with a microphone on and just on camera, just like grab the steering wheel, open a bag, and just
buddy, you need to do that.
trust me, I'm thinking about
I'll
Now-
hit you with the modified if you want me to spill your Rogue Meat instead of your macchiato.
it. No, you need to spill your macchiato. Actually, Jomo needs to spill his ice cream.
No, you're the one with the product.
Yeah, but he wasn't sponsored by a macchiato. He was sponsored by Perrier. He didn't go Perrier and just drink it, the Frenchman. He spilled his
He should have.
macchiato.
That was a bad
Should've.
product placement.
That was a fairly bad product placement. Oh boy. Well, I know we could continue on for hours, but we got to thank Nathaniel for joining us tonight, buddy. It's been a pleasure. We're going to get you back on before the season ends. You know what? Maybe we'll do a live recording at Flamborough.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, maybe we can do something like that. I think it'd be great. But if I don't stop our conversation now, we're not going to shut up for the rest of the night. But got to thank you for taking your time out of your night. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. But for Nathaniel Greenaway, Brandon Feeney, myself, actually, me and Feeney will see you after this break. But Nathaniel, thank you for having us tonight. Thank you for talking to us tonight. Oh my God!
Thanks for being on my podcast tonight, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out.
I'll catch you later, buddy.
Hey,
thanks.
This is why we can't give Jomo alcohol and ice cream at the same time.
And we're back from our conversation with Nathaniel Greenaway. Of course, we got to thank Nathaniel for taking the time out of his Sunday night to come talk to us. We got to thank again. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, and soon to be moms. This is your day as well. So, hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. But Feeney, buddy, there's a big week of racing ahead. We talked about it a little bit in the opening. Man, I'm so excited. I'll be at the track 2 out of 4 days, I guess, this weekend, because I know there's some racing elsewhere. 5 days of racing this weekend. Well, you only see 4 in your.
Is anyone racing Monday?
I think Merrittville, if anything, would be racing Monday.
Or maybe like Cornwall or something.
Where are they racing?
If anyone's racing Monday, then just send us a message.
Merrittville's running Fridays. Oh no, that's April. Yeah, they're running Monday night. They're running Saturday and Monday at Merrittville.
So essentially, you could watch racing from Wednesday all the way to
through Monday. Yeah.
What a great time to be alive.
Where is it? World of Outlaws is Sunday, May 18th out in at Cornwall. So yeah, it's Wednesday, World of Outlaws, Thursday, World of Outlaws, Friday, Delaware, Saturday, Flamborough, Merrittville, Sauble, Sunset, Peterborough, Varney, Buxton. Sunday. When does Grand Bend kick off? Are they kicking off this weekend too?
Should be pretty soon. I think it's actually end of this month, like next weekend, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look real quick. Because they should be firing up here pretty soon as well. Sunday, May 25th is when they kick off for theirs. So not this week, but the following week. Sunday, you got the World of Outlaws at Cornwall. Monday, Merrittville Racing. Oh. Maybe I'll talk to Jacqueline about going Monday to Merrittville just to go watch some racing. I don't know. We'll find out.
Like, this is probably the best week in like Ontario history to be a race fan.
Yeah, and of course CTMP. You got 2 days show at Ohsweken, 2 days show at Sunset. You got 3 days show at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Like you're right. This is one of the best weekends to be a race fan in general here in Ontario. And it doesn't matter what you like or what you don't like, you will find something you like.
Yeah. If you don't like where you're at, drive an hour, you found the next event.
Exactly. Oh, man, this is going to be a good one. I want to see where you guys are racing this weekend. Who's racing where? What you're racing. Feel free to let us know in the comment sections. We want to know where you will be racing this weekend or where you're going to be watching racing this weekend here in Ontario. Feeney's going to be at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park this weekend. with the NASCAR Canada boys. You're helping Simon Charbonneau.
Simon Charbonneau, the 88 car. I think I'm doing fuel jack, and I also think I might be doing some race strategy, so I'm not 100% sure.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun.
You might see me on. There's also a rumor I might be on top of the box and have to do everything all at the same time. So this might be a crew chiefing debut, so it might be all bad.
Oh man, that might be interesting. I was thinking about going out on Sunday because I would love to go watch some road course racing. I want to go to CTMP and watch some road course racing. I think it'd be fun. But I mean, I'm also.
You're out this way Saturday if you just camp out at the track.
I know I'm tempted to, but at the same time, like technically we do have a podcast on Sunday, but like I gotta talk to Cory, see if he's actually available to do that. If not, we're gonna do it Tuesday. See if we can do it Tuesday. We'll have to see. We got to figure this out because we'll figure if my weekend gets clear.
Cory's in this area. We could do it live at Motorsports.
Live right after the NASCAR Canada race.
Yeah, I'm sweating and breathing heavy for being fat going over the wall of the jack.
Oh man, you'll have a blast. I'll be at Peterborough I'll be at World of Outlaws on Thursday. I'll be in the grandstands though. I'll be there with Jacqueline and her sister. Saturday I'll be heading to Peterborough by myself and going to my second season opener at Peterborough Speedway in the last 4 years. Because last time I was there was like
this one should be less chaotic for you though.
Maybe.
With me, yeah.
I don't know. There's three vehicles this time. There's both Cory Horne Racing cars and then the truck. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping he gets the truck fixed. But the truck was hurting pretty bad on practice.
Was it
last night?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to talk to him and see.
See what the
game plan
having
is.
Fuel injection issues or something. But both his Cory Horne Racing cars were running fabulously.
I saw the photos. They look pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a great weekend. You know, make sure you get out. Go support your local short track. Like I said, let us know where you're going. We want to know where you guys are racing, where you guys are watching this weekend. APC kicks off on Saturday at sunset too. So like, great weekend ahead. Like lots of great racing ahead. But yeah, man, we're gonna get.
I think the only thing that's not in action this week is the super late models.
I think so because they kick off next week, right? They kick off the 25th.
Official photographer, I should know this.
Yeah, you should know this.
They are kicking off at June 7th. It looks like at sunset.
Oh, is that when they kick off?
No, I see. Yeah, because I mark dates that are available for like when I'm allowed to drive certain cars.
Yeah,
or help with certain things. So my kickoff with Oscar is Peterborough Speedway on the 31st. However, modifieds are in action at sunset this weekend. Yeah, and then the 7th is Outlaws at sunset.
Well, that's going to be it should be pretty interesting. So
followed by Outlaws at Flamey the next weekend. So back-to-back Outlaws.
Yeah, and I'll be there on the 14th. And they'll have a week off, and then they'll be back at sunset. Yeah, you'll be at Flamborough too. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. But we're going to get out of here. Feeney, it's been a blast, as always, buddy. Make sure you guys follow Joe Media Promotions on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you guys check out www.jomomedia.ca for all the latest videos, podcasts, content, whatever that we have going on the website. But let's get out of here, Feeney. We'll see you guys next time right here on the True North Racing Podcast presented by Driving with Hailey. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in to the True North Racing Podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media for more racing content and updates. You can find Jomo Media and Promotions on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and at jomomedia.ca. Until next time, keep your engines running and your belts tight.